security topics. Forensic Aptitude and Caliber Test 2018 conducted by National Institute of Criminology and Forensic Science under Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India. He has awarded the Certificate of Merit by McAfee in Cyberthon 2018. He has more than 2 years of experience as a security consultant and domain expertise in cyber forensic. So we invite for the session on behalf of Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering, we invite Mr. Brahmaji for continuing the session of scanning the network using free and open source tools. We welcome you for the session, sir.
Thank you, Sudha ma'am, for the introduction. Is there any disturbance from my side?
No, sir, but screen is not visible.
Yeah, I just didn't share my. I hope you can see my screen. Good evening, guys. This is Brahmaji, and actually, I'm an forensic analyst. So today we are going to continue the session which is started by the Dinakar. I hope I told you about network miner and other tools and map. So those are the introduction tools, right? So after that, we will go to what are the tools we will be using for the pen testing and for the scanning of the networks, which are available for the free. Okay. We might be discussing some of the tools which are free and also commercial also. So let's see what are the tools we're going to discuss. We're going to discuss, and the next one is D. Guys, experience in this particular tools, or else in Linux using Kali Linux might be pen testing. So do you guys have any idea regarding this? So let's make it make this might be useful for you. I want to know guys listening. So for first of all, NS lookup. So the first thing when you connected to a network, if you want to see that the internet is working, also you're connected to network. So the main thing you will do is one might be just a website or if it's working or not, or else can you guys hear me? Because I got a just pop up that we are having connection issues.
Sir, your network seems to be unstable. The voice is breaking.
Okay, right now, can you hear me, sir?
I'm sorry?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the confirmation. So, yes. So first of all, to just check the network connection, if it is connected or not, from the command line prompt or else command prompt or else the terminal, what we can do is we will use the ping command, right? So can anybody tell me that what is this ping command? Okay. So this ping command, what is it does is, so it will use an echo protocol that is port number 7 uh, to check whether an system is online or else an server is online, like that. Okay. So when it is online, it will ping back to us with a reply. So when you give an address like let's say google.com, so what will happen? It will convert that domain name into one of the IP addresses which Google is hosted up, and it will give us an output, right? Like there is a reply from this particular domain or else a particular IP address, like that. So NS lookup is also something similar to that. But NS lookup, what it does is it will resolve the IP address or which given and give us the server address. Okay. So let us see how it is doing. Okay. Just a minute. So for that tool to work on, we are using a Kali Linux virtual machine. So what's the tool name we are going to run? That is NS lookup. Okay. So what are we gonna do with NS lookup? I will give an input of one of the domain names that I wanna know. Okay. So CSCC labs.com. Okay. So when I give this particular domain name, what it will do, let's see. See, here it's showing server and address and non-authoritative answer, name cssclabs.com, and address is 650 110 and 198. So what it does is it will resolve that particular domain address and give the server IP address. Okay. So what are these then? It's a local IP addresses, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. I hope you can see my whole screen now. Okay, then which
Sorry, sir, we are not able to.
which are assigned to our adapters we are connected to. So could you guys tell me what is the command flat in Windows? So connected to, so Ethernet adapter and VirtualBox adapter and local loopback address and some other addresses. Wi-Fi that I have connected. Okay, so what I did is I just started this my Kali Linux in a bridge network. Do you guys know what is a bridge network and a NAT network and all? So mainly here we will be using a NAT and a bridge network. So here, so what is bridge network? Can anybody tell me? Bridge or NAT? Okay. So what will this bridge network does is it will connect to whatever the network we are connected. So see here, so I'll connect to Realme X2 here, okay, with my hotspot. So this is also connected to the same network, the Wi-Fi, directly using bridge network. But NAT network, what will it do? So NAT network, it will create an virtual network between this host machine, that is my Windows machine, and also my Linux machine. Okay. So then it will assign an IP address to my Linux machine. So it won't be connecting directly to my Realme X2. Okay. So what it is showing is my server address, which is my phone address. It is actually 192.168.158.166. So let's do one thing here. And just copied that IP address. Here you can see that here result has been changed. So what's the result, guys? Could anybody tell me this? What is this? I hope you know about Amazon AWS. So this gives, when I give this IP address, it tells me that so where the server has been hosted, where this particular CSCC Labs website server has been hosted. Okay. So you guys are using AWS server, which is in South Zone of Andhra Pradesh. Okay. So that is what it is showing. Okay. So that is about NS lookup. So the next one is a dig. So what is this dig tool? Okay. Could anybody tell me what is this DNS cost? What is DNS? So the people who attended here, these guys are CSC student or also EC or any other branch people? Can you hear me, guys? So CSC or else electronics or any other? Okay, ever heard of this DNS first of all? Okay, DNS is an domain name system. Okay, so what does this do? Means when you give any domain name, that is cscclabs.com, what it will do? It have to query for an IP address. So that query will be resolved by this DNS servers. So does anybody know how this DNS works? Or how many types of DNS are there? Okay, first of all, there are many kinds of DNS, but it will be queried. The domain IP is queried in an hierarchical way. Okay, so first of all, it will query from your system itself. Later on, it will go to ISP. ISP means Internet Service Provider. Okay, so they will have a DNS cache with them. Okay, so whenever there is a query for a particular domain name, it doesn't have to go to the main server. Okay, so these ISPs will maintain these DNS resolvers. So after that, it will go to main servers. Okay, sorry guys, I just had a small disturbance from my side, so what will this DIG will do? Domain information grouper. So all the things which are related to DNS and IP addresses will be gathered by this particular DIG tool. So we will see how it will be used. So here we queried about cscclabs.com using this DIG tool. So this is the output of this particular uh, tool. Okay, so let's see that. Just, oh, shit. I hope you can see my screen here. Yeah. So here the main information which we got here is, so answer section here. What's the IP address of that particular domain, and the query time, how much time it took to get this information, and from which server the information is gathered. So you can see the server here, and also it is stated that UDP. So what is this UDP? Okay. So do you guys know about TCP and UDP protocols, and what's the difference between the both? Okay, then could you tell me that um, why here the UDP user, why not TCP? Exactly, faster, and also there is no need for much of a communication. This is just a query. Okay, so query means if there is one question, there will be answer. That's it. There is not much of a communication. So they are not transferring any files to connect always, and there might be not probability of this data losses. Okay, so in UDP there will be no acknowledgement for what the data has been received, right? So it will be faster, and for this gathering of IP address, there is no need for that much of communication, so they use UDP. Okay, so after that the time and also the message received size is given here. So it's on bits or bytes, I don't remember actually. So this is how this dig will be used. And also let's see what is the output if we use IP address. Okay, see here, there is not much of an not much, but there is nothing changed between the first query and also the second query. So it is not resolving the server IP address. So dig tool isn't resolving server IP address, but NS lookup is not like that. When you give an IP address, it will be resolving the server address and also giving that to us. So like this Amazon AWS EC2, okay, instance. So that is the second tool, and let's go for the next one. I think it's Dimitri, right? DNS Recall. Yeah. So DNS Recall. This is also the same uh, tool which works like INS lookup and also the dig, but it will be showing you all the DNS servers which are linked to your domain address. Okay, it will be giving you much more valuable information rather than one single server IP address or else IP address. Okay, so let's see how this will be used here. Okay, so DNS recall. So for the previous two tools that we are used, we didn't give any arguments, but here if you can see this, we are using D argument to get the data, to fetch the data. So D, does anybody have previous experience in using this Linux tools, or is only Windows? If you see any tool in Linux, it will be giving you the help options just by hitting H. Okay, so hyphen H or else double hyphen help. These are the two things which, yeah, you can see here actually. So these are the two arguments which are mostly common for all the tools. So if you hit that particular argument after the tool name, it will be showing you the help options. So what are the arguments that you can use and what are the things you can do with that particular tool. Okay, so there are so many options here, but we are only using hyphen small d. Okay, because see, you can see here hyphen capital D is there. So not like unlike this Windows operating system is what is caption, it can detect the capital and uh, change the command. So hit capital H after this hyphen in DNS Recall, it might take it as another argument. Okay, so there will be a difference between this capital H or a small h, capital D or a small d. So like, what's that? There is a name for that actually. I forgot that, but it will depend on the capitalization of these words. Okay, so right now we are only seeing the hyphen D, which is a default for a particular tool. So at cssclabs.com. Okay. Like other tools, it will be taking some time. Yeah. Yeah. Here it is. Okay. Let's confirm am I audible or not? Are there any breaking of my voice? Something like that. Yeah, thank you. So here you can see that. So first of all, actually, of general enumeration against this particular domain. Okay. After that, it should show that the check is not configured for CSCC.com. So particular domain, there is no security which is named as DNS. Okay, so that is small vulnerability which uh, for which might be just change DNS records and if it particular CSS.com, it can take another site. Okay, so that is a possibility which is this particular domain. So that's not a big thing. This domain is using server, right? And so the domain names and all will be using AWS. They will be well protected from the AWS side itself. So there is no need for using DNS or else some other what's this protective mechanisms. Okay, so after that we can see that there are so many uh, things which are given by this particular tool. So first one is NS. NS means name server. So I told you that there are so many things which are related to DNS, and our types of DNS are so many things. So NS, MX, and A and TXT. So these are all the domain servers, like DNS servers, uh, which are of various types. Okay, so first one, NS. NS means name server. So what can it do? Means, so the main server which contains the IP address of this particular CSCC labs is 97.74.106.27. So this is the basic root server which will be having the domain IP address of this particular cscclabs.com. Okay, so that is the name server. So before that there is another root server. So it will be having where this name servers, or else if you choose cscclabs.com, there will be an suffix here, right? .com. So for other domains there might be .gov.in, or else .cc, or else .edu.in, so something like that. So this suffix will be categorizing the root servers. So that root servers will send this particular query to this NS domains. Okay, so this NS domains will be having CSCC labs like that. The details of the CSCC labs. After that, MX. So can anybody guess what is this MX? You can simply see that here. MX means mail exchange. So what are the details regarding these CSCC labs mails will be stored in this particular MX servers, particular for only emails. Okay, so that is what MX DNS server is. So next one, A. A means alias. So did you ever heard of this particular word alias? Might be in the real world, not in this information security or else anywhere. But did you guys heard about that alias? Might be in movies. When there's a court scene comes, so they will call a person with the name alias and some other name. Okay, so I hope you guys watch that, something like that. So what is this alias means then? The alternative, simply alternative name or else domain. Let's say if there is this cscclabs.com, if I hit on cscclabs labs, I would like to redirect that particular query to some other domain like google.co.in. Okay, so if I want to do that, that type of redirection things will be saved in this alias servers. Okay, so simple examples of alias server in real world is if you hit gmail.com, okay, if you hit gmail.com in any of the browsers, then it will be redirecting you to mail.google.com. okay, so that is alias. When you enter into some particular site, but it is redirecting you to some other site for using this DNS servers, then it will be storing in alias servers. Okay, so next one is txt. So why is this txt servers used? So if you guys see this particular data in here, or else in any website, you can see that it is some programming language, or else in the background, or else some other encoded text or something like that. But in txt servers, all the details of this particular domain CSCC labs will be available in pure text in this particular domain servers. Okay, so that is what this txt is. And after that, there is a simple scan which is happened after all these things, that is enumerating SRV records. So enumerating server records. So it is shown that 0 records found here. So what is this server records? Let's say when you host a particular website, first of all you took it from GoDaddy.com, let's say that. Okay, after that, of some years, because of their cost and all, you shifted to this AWS. Okay, then your IP address will be changed, and server IP address can be changed, and all these things happen. So if there are any changes from previous records till date till today, those changes will be shown you here. Okay, so how is these things can be used in penetration testing? So in penetration testing, these things can be used like let's say there are few vulnerabilities in your previous domain, like cscclabs.com from godaddy.com. Okay, it is an old code and there are some vulnerabilities in there. So there might be still a possibility that that particular service is hosted in that particular server. Okay, so if you can get that info, you can bypass the using that vulnerability, and you will get the data regarding that website, or else any users of that website, or some protection required data. Okay, so all these things will be compromised if it is still hosted in that old IP address. Okay, in that way this can be used. Okay, so let's go for the next one. Dimitri. So the full form of Dimitri is Deep Magic Information Gathering Tool. So while doing penetration testing, then this information gathering or else reconnaissance is the main thing that we have to do. Okay, so what we are going to do in this reconnaissance state, or else information gathering level. Okay, so let's say our website is cscclabs.com. So do you guys ever heard about who is who is Okay. Then I will show you that what is this. This is. So this IP is my public IP, right? Okay, so I have given here itself. So if I search my particular IP here, so this is all the whose information that will be given to you for a particular IP address. Okay. So what's the subnet range of that particular IP address? So the most important thing in this whole information is, okay, this is not, see here, it's showing like South Brisbane, but I have connected from this Hyderabad city, but it's showing like South Brisbane. So the information which is given by this particular domain is wrong. Let's see any other domains can check it out. Yep. So who is the service provider of this particular IP? So Reliance Jio Infocom Limited. Okay, and any other information here? Just give the details of the service provider. So if I'm not using any of this uh, data, like I'm not using SIM, like, the IP address will be provided by service provider. So broadband, let's say any ACT or something like ACT or so G5. So all the broadband down. So I use that like like you are living, like let's you have some information from ACT, and if writing here, it will give me header. Simply you can know that person is from uh, let's say Hyderabad. Okay, so from which some of person in a or else without his personal IP address. So how can you obtain a particular IP address of some person? Any idea? Okay. There is uh, one of the techniques which you can obtain the IP address of a person from the mail he has sent. Okay, This comes under forensic. That's still so there is a small option. So whether you are using your Gmail or else Yahoo Mail, you can see that there is an option called original mail. So original, if you see that original mail, you can see there are so many things that it will be given there. So from which IP address this person sent you this mail, and so what is the server he has been using that, and what's the DNS server which he has used to send that, AVX server which he has used to send that mail. So just explore that option from your mail options. Okay, so what is that is original mail. Okay, so that you can know from where he sent that particular mail. Okay, but it will be available for third-party applications, but not third-party mail servers, but not this Google, because this Google will be identified as a proxy. Like it will be acting as a proxy between that person who sent the mail and the person who received the mail. So if you check for a Google mail, you can see that it is from Google itself. Okay, so let's get back to this Dimitri. Yeah, so Dimitri, csslabs.com. So what are things that you can learn using this Dimitri here? Let's see here. This is much more information than what you have seen earlier for other tools, right? Give you can see that the who is information that we have gathered from the first website that we have seen is given here. Okay, and a registry and a registrar who is a server. So here it is same given that GoDaddy.com. So what's the meaning of this? The server is hosted in AWS server. Then why this GoDaddy.com come here? Anybody? So if you see here, GoDaddy.com is a registrar's domain name. Means we bought this domain cscclabs.com from GoDaddy.com, but we hosted that domain in AWS server. That's it. Okay, so this is all you can see a name server. So the details that we have seen from a previous DNS Recon tool is can be seen here. Okay, so apart from that, there is much more information here. So gathering subdomain information for cscclabs.com. So could you guys tell me so what is this subdomains? Subdomains, ever heard of that? Or so could you guys give me some examples regarding that? Okay, So let's see. Have you ever browsed maps, Google Maps from your browser? So what is the website address for Google Maps? maps.google.com or co.in. Okay. Simply similar to that, the mail address is also mail.google.com. Okay. So google.com is a main domain. After that, mail.google.com is a subdomain. Okay, a domain which is hosted on the name of the main domain is a subdomain. Okay, there might be some hundreds and thousands of subdomains for some of these main domains. Okay, that might be Google or else let's say some Adani. Okay, you can there might be so many things like that. So apart from that, you can see that gathered email information for CSCClabs.com. So if there are any email servers which is hosted by CSCC Labs, those will be shown here actually. But it is saying that found 0 emails for host CSCClabs.com. Why? Because we didn't hosted any mail servers separately. What we did is we just used this Google Mail option, which is a premium feature, Google One, for the mail usage. Okay, so there is no need for this email server, so it's not stated here. And after that, you can see that there are some port scan. There is some port scan happen for this. Ports can finish scan 150 ports. 0 ports were in a state closed. Okay, so 80 and 22. So what are these? One is 22 and another one is 80. So could you guys tell me, so what are these port numbers? I know that you know about these guys. Come on, tell me. So what is this 22 port and 80 port? So 22 is an SSH port and another one is 80, which is HTTP. Okay, so these are the 2 ports opened for this particular domain or else this IP address. So these are the things which you can gather using this Dimitri tool. After that, LBD. So did you guys ever heard about this load balancer? Load balancer. Okay. So did you guys ever shop during a big billion days Flipkart offers a day? Or else Amazon, what's that? Amazon Great India Festival days. So ever shopped in that particular dates? Okay, when you did that, if you open your website, not your website, that Flipkart website or else Amazon website or else the app also. So you can see that there is a small distortion, distortion. There is a slight slow in the data which is loaded. So our saw that is when some results like um, a week of universities are announced. You can see that these university sites, sites will be loading very slowly. So why is that happening? Why? What's the point in that? So there will be numerous number of people will be accessing the same web page at a time, right? So the server load will be high. Because of that, the server will be slow. So in order to stop that, it as DDoS attack. This is a DDoS attack. DDoS attack. Anybody? Okay. So this DDoS attack means when there are for a particular site at a time, yeah, distributed denial of service. So there are so many requests at a particular point of time for a service. Then there is a chance of that site might be down. Okay, because it couldn't handle that much of stress or else that much of resource it can't allocate for that particular request. Okay, so let's say if in servers um, speed that it can handle the request is, let's say, 1 GB per second. Okay, so if there are requests with the speed of 1.1 GB per second, then it will get slow, right? So then what happens? It might be shut down or else it might get uh, restarted. That things might be happening. So to control that, some sites will be using this load balancers. So these load balancers can be physical hardware or else it can also be cloud software also. So for the example in the cloud, did you guys ever heard about Cloudflare? It can be acting as a firewall and also it can be acting as an load balancer. So load balancer, so what is this? Load balancer will be serving as an mediator between the server of the website you're visiting and you. So it will send the request which in which speed the website can load. Okay, the website server can be handled. Okay, so if there are no load balancers, there might be chance of DDoS attacks. And also if you can use this Cloudflare, then it can also act as firewall. So if you want to check a particular site has an this load balancer or not, we can use this LBD tool. Okay. So you can see that DNS load balancing is there or not. There is no DNS load balancing and HTTP load balancing server. So it is enumerated like this, and no load balancer is found for this HTTP. Okay. So in the conclusion, it's giving that CSCC Labs doesn't use this load balancing. So if there is any requirement for using load balancing for the CSCC Labs, I will say absolutely no, because um, this site is a static website. Okay, there will be no active users, or else there will be not an everyday users. So if they use a DDoS attack to put on the site, we can simply just make it up, like we will start it again, that's it. There will be no loss of data, or else there will be no loss of users, something like that. So for the static web pages, there is no need for load balancer. Okay, so the next one is Nessus tool. So Nessus is an vulnerability scanning tool, which is used online network. Okay, so let's open that. This is not a fully free tool. It will be giving you only 16 IPs to scan. Okay, so after the 16 IPs, your subscription will be invalid for that particular email address. So I would just like to show you something from this Nessus scans. So to start a new scan, you just go to new scan here. So you can see there are various scans which are given here. So these complaint scans are only for commercial purpose, and these all scans, this mobile device scan, and apart from this mobile device scan and the complaint scans, we can use any of these scans to scan your network. So today we will be seeing only host discovery and a basic network scan here. So host discovery, I think Dinakar already told you about this ARP scan and also Angry AP scanner, right? So this is similar to that scanning, but it is somewhat different. Let me show you this. So when you start new scan, you have to give the description and name, and what are the targeted IP addresses or else the domains. Okay, just I'm giving this a test only, and in which folder this scan should be stored. I'd like to store this in this folder. Yeah, let's say I would like to scan this cssLabs.com, or and also let me check my IP address first. So this is my IP address, right? So I just giving my own IP address, my Windows IP address. So it will be scanning for these two. And if you want to schedule the scan, we can do that. And discovery, if you go for discovery, we can see the host enumeration is selected. Apart from that, there is OS identification, which you can do using this nmap and port scan, which you can also do with nmap and port scan. And yeah, so these are pretty much all the things which nmap can do. But this is a commercial one, and there is no need for any command lines which we can given. Okay, so it will give us the report regarding what we want and advanced, if you see that. So network timeout, so different options are given here. So if you are pinging some particular IP address and it is not responded for 5 seconds, then it will be considered as offline. Okay, maximum simultaneous checks per host. So let's say if I given 10 IP addresses or else 10 domains to scan, then at a particular point of time, five will be five domains will be scanning. Okay, so simply like that, you can see so many things here. So apart from that, there is a plugins option here. So for the host discovery, there will be no plugins available. So this can be seen in basic network scan, and I will explain you that there. Just go back to settings in the basics. Yeah, this is it, and save it. So you can see that there is an scan which is created here. There it is. This is my scans. I created that in host discovery. So you can see that this is a test scan, and if we start that launch, so the scanning is happening. After the scanning, the results will be like so. You can see this. So these are all the things which I have scanned earlier. So number of hosts scanned is 5, and vulnerabilities which as this NSS find out is 2, and history is how many times the scan has been done on this particular IPs. So this is how this information can be gathered. So actually I have given 6 IPs, but only 5 IPs has been scanned. Why? Because on the IP is not online at that particular point of time. Okay, so if we just go back, discovery, and the scan has been completed here. So for this particular my Windows PC, these are the ports which are active here: 135, 139, 445, and so many other ports. Okay, so what's the vulnerabilities here? Necessary scan information settings, port scanners. So you can simply see what are the vulnerabilities, but these are just infos. If there are really big vulnerabilities, it will be showing like high and critical. So these are not much of a big deal. So simply like that. So this is how we can use this Nessus for host discovery. And if you go for scans, and you can start another one, which is basic network scan. So test one, and also this one, schedule notification discovery. So port scan, what I can give, all ports I have to scan, let's say. So it will be scanning 65,535. If I just use this scan common ports, so that might be only scanning for 1024 ports. Okay, so I can use this scan type, scan for known web vulnerabilities. So different options are available here. Apart from that, if you can see here credentials, so if SSH has been configured for your particular domain, so you have to give the public key here, and what's the password for SSH to log in. Okay, so that it will be scanning for any vulnerabilities from the SSH. If it is Windows, you should be giving RDP um, details, RDP, okay, remote desktop protocol. So apart from that, if you go for plugins, there might be so many things here. Okay, so if you see Windows, about 5340 plugins are here. So these are all Adobe related vulnerabilities and so many, right? So we can save that to scan all these vulnerabilities on a Windows operating system. But in order to use this particular port, in order to use this particular plugins, we have to give this Windows RDP input or else SSH input. Okay, so I'm not hosted any of these remote protocols. So let's start this by saying, oh, sorry, just remove. So here it is. I just launched the scan here. Okay, there are 14 infos on my Windows operating system. So SMB port is open, I think. So did anybody know that why SMB port is open? For one of the attack in 2007. So that is if you remember that. So that is WannaCry. So WannaCry uses this SMB to encrypt data in this. Okay, a lot of infos only. There are vulnerabilities which we have to take serious. Okay, so like that, this necessary used for okay. Just stop these scans first, or it would be eating my system resources. Right. So apart from, there is another tool which I would like to show you today. So session, then can show you about not the before session network miner, right? We use it to all the data which is gathered at a particular port. guys, just got my network disconnected. So, guys, can you see, at least see my screen here? Okay, sorry about that. So, the last tool which I would like to discuss is Wireshark. So, this Wireshark tool is similar to network miner, which Dinakar demonstrated in the previous session, but it will be much more like somewhat detailed manner. Okay, it won't be like a GUI related issue, but it will be mostly showing you all the packets which you have browsed or something like that. So for that, we just open this Wireshark tool. So these are all these network adapters that are connected. So we have seen these particular network adapters in ipconfig, right? See, wireless LAN, Ethernet adapter, and all. So you can see that my Wi-Fi has been taking so much data. So if I start gathering the information from this Wi-Fi, it started information gathering. Okay, so it will be going on, and because I'm using this WebEx client and also some browser in the background, right? So all the data which is going through my PC will be captured here. So just browse some HTTP site here. Okay, info.cern.ch. Apart from that, if you see login, just give some data here and here, login, and just stop the data you're capturing. Okay, so I stopped the capturing of the data of non, and so there is so much of data. You can see that around 12,047 packets has been captured so far. So that is the data which includes WebEx data and the sites which I have browsed now, right? So that data and all the things will be captured here. So if you want to check that specified data, let's say, so what's the website which I have browsed earlier? Test PHP, right? Okay. So what we can do is TCP contains test PHP. Okay. I just searched that. So this is all the information I got here. Okay. So if you can see this, how much time, at which time this packet has been captured, and source IP address and destination IP address, and what's the protocol which this website is being using, or the data is being transmitting using which protocol, and how much size it is, and the info of the particular data. Okay. So we can simply know that. So this is the IP address of this particular website, testphp.web.com. Let's check that if it is correct or not. Go. See, you can see that 44, 228, 249, and 3. Forty-four, 228, 249, 3. So I want to gather all the data which is transmitted between this particular IP and my IP. Then what I can do is, see, this is so you can see here at a 9260 packet, the transmission of data has been started from that website. Okay. And 10929, the data transmission has been stopped at that particular website, of that particular website. You can see that in the info, get login.php is there. If I just click on the right click on that and follow TCP stream, I can see what the data which is transmitted in that whole session. Okay. So this is all the data which has been transmitted at that particular session. But we can see that this all data has been encrypted. So could you guys tell me why? Still it is HTTP, right? Why it is encrypted? Because I'm using Opera browser, what it will do is it will upgrade every HTTP packet to HTTPS. Okay. So apart from that, if you use any FTP, something like that, just hosted this FTP server in here. I'll show you. Okay, so I just want to use this network settings. and change the network adapter to host only. Okay, so fconfig, I hit that. So this is IP address. So I want to connect to that FTP. Okay, login successful. So I've been using this FTP now. So what I will do is I just capture it again. Capture options. So I would like to capture host only network, virtual box. Start. Continue without saving. So I will just open this and ls again. This filter has been applied already, right? So I have to just take it. Yes. So some FTP data has been transmitting from my particular adapter which I have selected. So if I just take one thing and follow TCP stream. Oh, it's not what. FTP data. So this is the data which is transmitted actually. So if you can see here, black dragon desktop documents, all the result which is coming from this particular command is given here. Okay, so FTP is a non-encrypted data. So the data which is transmitting through your network can be captured and it can be seen. So that way, this Wireshark can be used. Apart from that, we can also use this Wireshark as a network tapper. Network tapper means when you use this particular Wireshark at an gateway. Gateway means like a router or else a system where all the data is transmitted through it. Then all the network data can be captured in this particular Wireshark, and we can save that for that future use, like might be for forensics data, or else there might be some breach investigation happening. So at that point of time, we can use this particular data. So yeah. So we can also see that actually I would like to show you that, but the time is already up. So if you can, do you guys have any idea on what is this TCP handshake? Yeah. So normally a three-way handshake happens for a TCP connection, right? So first there will be a sync packet sent to this server, and later on the server will reply with sync plus acknowledgement, and after that the connection will be established using this acknowledgement packet from the client to server. So this particular whole three-way handshake can be seen from Wireshark. Okay, so I'll show you that. Just have to. Okay, so just stop that. So TCP contains IP. It is. So you can see that here. So when an particular connection is been establishing, first there is an sync packet. After that, sync and acknowledgement packet. After that, acknowledgement packet. After that, the data has been started to transferred. Okay. So you can simply see whatever the theory you have read in that network computer networks, TCP connection, how it will be established. So you can see it here. So you can also see for HTTPS sites also. I would like you to try that. So, but it will be 5-way handshake for that HTTPS sites. Okay. Yeah. I'm pretty much done here. Yep. Yeah. Thank you guys for this opportunity, and thank you, big people, you for giving this opportunity. I hope you learned something new today. Yeah, that's it, guys. So if you got any doubts, you can ask me.
Sudha ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. So I'm done here. So
Thank you, Brahmaji sir, for taking your time out, and it was a very knowledgeable session. We got to know about the usage of all the tools, which we will be able to use it for our academic work as well, and to tell the students as well. So it was a very good session. So thank you very much, sir.
thank you, ma'am.
I thank
Thank
the
you very much,
participants.
students.
Yes, sir. I thank all the participants for their patient listening on the weekend. Sorry, we had to put the session in the weekends as well. And I'm posting the test as well as the feedback in the chat box. Take time and please fill the feedback and the test questions. And on Monday, we have 4 sessions. And first, starting with the DDoS, distributed denial of service, and then the security information and event management attacks. And in the afternoon session, we have security in mobile networks and intrusion detection and mitigation techniques. So hope to see you on Monday. I'm posting the question, I'm posting the feedback and the test questions. Please do fill them before you leave. So we'll keep this open for another 2-3 minutes. Please do fill the test, do answer the test questions and fill the today's feedback. Wish you all a happy weekend. We'll meet on Monday morning. Thank you all.